Alright guys, I'll talk about CBT question 2. So there are a few requirements for question 2 that we need to follow. So the first one is to find a country of your choice. In my case, I choose Australia. And then the second one is to construct an illustrative life table based on the LX obtained from the Bureau of Statistics of Australia in the year 2018. So, but we actually need to construct two illustrative tables, one for 5% and then the second one for 6%. So I actually list down, I copy paste all my LX from 0 until 100 from the website. And then for 0.05%, 0.05 interest rate, I find the V, which is by using the formula 1 over 1 plus I. And then I find the D, which is using the formula I over 1 plus I. So the first component of our life table is our QX. So the formula for finding QX is actually LX minus LX plus 1. Divide everything by LX. So let's try for an example, Q10. So Q10 is actually just L10 minus L11 divided by L10. So I find the number of L10 and L11. So 99546 minus 99539 divided by 99546, I'll get 0.00007032. All right, and then let's check our answer. So our answer is the same as 1000 QX, but in our case, I just find QX. So the next step is to find the AX. So we are using a recursion formula in our case to find AX. So what's the formula for AX? AX is actually just VQX plus VPX AX plus 1, where our V, as I mentioned just now, equals to 1 over 1 plus R. So let's do an example again. So A10 equals to 1 over 1.05, which is our V, and then 0.0000703319, that's our QX. And then we plus with our V again, and then to find PX is actually just 1 minus QX. So AX plus 1, we can obtain from the A11. So at the end, our answer is 0.0423786. So let's check our answer. Is it correct? Yeah. 1000 AX is 42.37856967. Okay, so that means our answer is correct. Next, we are going to find the A double dot X. So we can use the relationship between the YX relationship that we learned in chapter 4. So we can relate it by using Y equals to 1 minus Z over D. So in our case, double dot A equals to 1 minus insurance A divided by D. What is D? D is our I over 1 plus I. So let's try it out again with example 10. So A double dot 10 equals to 1 minus A10 divided by our 0.05 over 1.05. So at the end, I'm getting 20.11005. So let's check the answer. Yep, it's the same one. So that means I'm correct. So we are moving on to A square X, the second moment of A. So the same thing, we are using recursion formula as well. So what's the difference between AX and AX squared? So it's basically just, we are changing our discount factor. We are doubling our discount factor. So it's V squared QX plus V squared PX 2x plus 1 squared. So just substitute our formula inside. So we are gonna do the A squared, A10 squared again. So 1 over 1.05 squared plus our PX, plus our QX, plus our V squared again, and then plus our PX multiplied by our A11 squared, which is, we are getting 0.0059445. So let's verify our answer. So 1000 AX squared is actually equals to 5.594454,157, which means we are correct again. Right, now we are moving on to the 5EX, which is our pure endowment. So the formula for pure endowment is actually just VN and then NPX. So in our case, we are choosing 10 as example again. So 5e10, so equals to 5 power of 5, v power of 5, and then 5p10. So what is 5p10 actually? So 5p10 is actually L15 divided by L10. So v power of 5, and then we try to find our V15, which is 99488 divided by 99546. That's our VP10. So at the end, I'm getting 0.7830696. So let's check our answer. Is it correct? Yeah, 1005EX is actually 783.0696487. That means I'm correct. So next one is the 10EX. It's pretty much the same as 5EX, just that the power is different, right? Just that the power is different. So the formula is V power of 10 and then 10px. So in our case again, we are choosing 10. So 10e10 equals to V power of 10, 10p10. So what is 10p10? 10p10 is L20 divided by L10. So let's find L20. L20 divided by L10. So 99294 divided by 99456, 546, you will get 0.61235914. So 100010EX is actually 612.3591365. That means it's the same as my answer. So I'm correct. So lastly, we are trying to find the 20EX. So as I mentioned just now, 10EX is pretty much the same as 5EX. So 20EX is pretty much the same as 5EX as well. It's just our power is different. So in this 20EX, we are going to discount 20 period, and then we are going to use 20px. So in our case, which is 20e10, we are going to discount 20 times and then 20p10, provided you are still alive. And then so our formula is 1 over 1.05 power of 20 L30 divided by L10. So L30 is 98660, L10 is 99546. So calculate everything, you will get 0.353501. So let's verify our answer. Yep. 1020EX is actually equal to 373.545350128. So that means I have everything correct. So I'm gonna proceed now to doing 0.06 interest rate. But everything is pretty much the same. It's just the way of calculating. Let's say for this case, I'm using V from 0.06 instead of 0.05. So basically that's it. So thank you guys.